All right, guys, before we start the video, I want to share some extremely rare cards on eBay auction right now on our eBay store. Check it out. The link is below. Okay, first off, I went to PSA. I'm going to have a video on this alone. These gorgeous beta artist proofs, all painted on the back. Check this out. These are the first of its kind. Look at that. Stunning. PSA has kind of updated their holders over the years. Great registration. They have this beautiful sleeve that's on them, so it makes it even more protected. Love it. Here is a super rare Mark Poole Ancestral Recall. Look at this thing. 1 of 50 in the world, hand painted on the back. And of course, the beautiful Time Walk. Oh yeah. One of my most favorite paintings of all time. Mark Tuding's Time Twister. Look at that. This is in Bosca pen. It's still paint, but it's not like acrylic or anything. I think it's a version of acrylic. Awesome. And last but not least, my favorite painting of all time, the Underground Sea. Kind of a sunset version of it. All right, guys. And, of course, check this out. BGS 10 Finale, Survival of the Fittest. Jason Momoa on a good hair day. Just kidding. Hermit Druid. Oh my God. The Tabernacle Pendrell Veil, BGS 10. I believe this was my card years ago. And it's back for sale again. Gorgeous card. High-res scans, by the way, on eBay auction, so you can take a look. And I don't know what this card does in Commander or something, but it must do something good. It's a very popular card. Not the most expensive card, but it's a black label, guys. So 1 of 1, I believe. So all of these cards are on eBay auction right now. I have a bunch of different cards, Summer Magic, Power 9, etc. Feel free to bid and good luck. Enjoy the video, guys. Take care. What's up, guys? It's me, Daniel, VintageMagic.com, and today is a Finance Friday while I'm just walking around waiting for my shuttle for the airport, going on a vacation. I'll be posting some stuff about that here soon. But today I want to talk more about the current state of where we're at with Magic. I know there was some news about MetaZoo failing and going out of business due to some Hello Kitty shenanigans, possibly mismanagement. I want to talk about that also. So let's get right into it. So currently Bitcoin is close to 48,000, probably has touched 50,000 here and there, gone back and forth, even down to 40,000 again. So that also has produced some bullish interest into other collectibles. Interest rates are supposedly supposed to be going down this year. Election years generally are a result of kind of like the current president wants to make sure that inflation, the market, the interest rates, everything looks attractive. So when you have an election, the market usually rallies a little bit, but there could be a downturn also, they say too. I'm not really a financial analyst, and I want to be clear on something. If you are looking for financial advice, I am not a financial advisor. All of my videos on the bottom have a disclaimer. So I want to make that very clear. These are all external factors, right, in everything, because ultimately what we're all trying to do is try to beat inflation, trying to get additional yield, a higher yield than the typical stock market crap, the bank stuff, 4 or 5% currently in your checking account, money market. We're all trying to beat that. And is collectibles attractive? That's really the main question right now. And I gotta say to you, yes, I'm actually looking at other positions right now heavily. There's so much things, like even Pokemon's interesting. Sorcery TCG, the alpha boxes. I told you the guys before, this thing is gonna be a thing. The boxes are gonna hit $2,000 by the end of this year, if not sooner. The boxes are already at $1,300 to $1,400 a box. they were selling for like $600 a box, which is already higher than the Kickstarter case price at like $700. It's just a game that apparently, people are really embracing. The beta launch of it was very successful, and people are still buying those, cracking them out organically and playing it with their local game stores or their buddies. So I think it has a lot of potential there. Sorcery, that is. Even though the prices have gone up pretty much for the alpha boxes, I would probably add a position or two just so you can have something in that arena if it actually goes up even much more, which it has room to do that. I'm not really sure about Flesh and Blood. Never been an investor of Flesh and Blood, but I hear the game is pretty much stabilized quite a bit. The interest is pretty strong. They've had lots of different tournaments. So I'm not, I've never really invested anything into it, but that could be something you can look at. When you start getting more advanced markets, though, unless you've entered the market really early in the game, it's very hard to predict at this point because you've already missed the easy money, as they say. Just like where the sorcery is at right now, it's kind of easy money, but it could get even easier if there's more expansions that come out and the game gets more popular. I'm not familiar with Weiss or all the stuff that Rudy sells, Final Fantasy, all that stuff, but I will say the stuff that I got some messages about MetaZoo. Rudy posted this video about MetaZoo going out of business. I saw it also myself. And there was apparently some mismanagement where the company itself over leveraged itself with a Hello Kitty kind of licensing agreement. So not super familiar with it, but basically what happened was they produced a product with the Hello Kitty license, which probably cost them a lot of money. They've put a lot of money into promotions, stuff like that. And I don't think the revenues actually warranted that type of level of marketing. Combined with the fact that I don't know if it's really an organic game. It's more of like kind of a Pokemon style, collectible style more than anything. It just wasn't organic, right? It just didn't have that appeal. And when you start putting a lot of money into marketing, but not really a lot of organic results, people just buying it because they like it, they want to test it out themselves, I think there's a recipe for disaster. And then you combine mismanagement, which is another thing I will say. People will argue and say, well, Dan, Magic the Gathering is mismanaged, so that's going to go out of business too, right? Well, yeah, maybe so, but when you're early on, very early on in a business, you just this analogy for restaurants or whatever. Most restaurants fail in the first year, right? They don't have the sustainability, the capital. And also, if the restaurant itself doesn't produce great food, great service, managed correctly, the owner's drinking all the time and not, working with customers, then, marketing the company, building that brand, it's going to fail. And I think that's kind of what happens in these like TCGs where they're not grassroots organic, something that is just, the fundamentals aren't there. I'm not super familiar with MetaZoo, but from what I've seen, I did touch it with a 10-foot pole. I felt a lot of it was kind of just hyped up. Almost reminded me of like a cryptocurrency coins that was just hyped up by a bunch of celebrities. I think even Steve Aoki got involved with MetaZoo. Rudy got involved. And I don't really blame those guys. Like the thing is, this is not a hate video on Rudy or any celebrity who involves himself in any product. The thing is, what they're doing is they're monetizing based off of, it could be a whatnot, for example. They might give promotions, kickbacks for you to sponsor their video or make videos and, advertise it out, right? So I don't have any hate for that kind of thing. I think people should make their bag and make some money and, move on, right, with their lives. But the thing is, though, when you look at these type of card games and stuff as an investment, that's where I get like, well, this is not really an investment. And I really still feel like even sorcery, it's hard to say. These are very speculative, non-registered assets. A lot of this stuff, even like Magic, sorry guys, airport time. A lot of things like Magic, even in the beginning, back in 93, 92 or 93, 94. People didn't really see it as a true asset. There was some speculation. Some of the guys who were early on, called it, made some extra cash here and there, but very, very few people had the foresight to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to believe in this game. I'm going to go all in, keep buying, holding, make tons of money this way. Back in the early 90s, it wasn't like that. Nowadays, in modern day investing, you see a lot of people holding, cases of the sorcery, the MetaZoo, the flesh and bloods, all those things, right? So what you're seeing now is a different type of investing. The room for speculation assets, and high variance is there. It's really there. So let's go into another thing I will say about Magic right now, because I haven't really talked about Magic, is I think that this little decline that we've had for double digits is soon to be coming back in a positive direction. I'm thinking later this year, as we near the election, I could see that some of this, especially summertime, so there'll be some more bullish sentiment to put your money into work. I think a lot of people have a lot of cash because they've sold a lot of their assets, hoping for some crazy decline in the economy, but nothing's really happened. Nothing's actually occurred. I mean, people haven't really lost their jobs. I mean, not really. Your house prices are still going up. Inventory's low. Yeah, inflation's a little lame, but you haven't lost your job. So what's the point? It's kind of weird. Economists are just baffled. I'm baffled. No one really understands why. Stock market's at an all-time high. I mean, yields for like CDs and all that stuff are higher than ever. I mean, there's so much range of assets you could put your money in. So I think collectibles might be that area that you might want to look into. What will you buy in a video like this? What should you buy during this time? Well, I've said the typical assets before, but I will say that alpha and beta cards have been hammered a lot during this decline. And I can see them resurging back and rising pretty fast because of the sheer rarity and the quality and the old school flavor. I still don't like unlimited or revised. I find that to be very volatile. Yeah, you could make some percentage points here and there buying some positions, but ultimately you're just going to have to, if you buy too much of it, you're going to hold on to it for a very long time. And I don't like that. I've stayed away from that for years. I still pick up stuff like that here and there. How about the Force Horsemen stuff? Legends, Antiquities, Arabian Nights, and I don't know, the Dark, I don't know. That kind of stuff. I don't know. The expansion sets have always been kind of just better than revised and unlimited, but in a way they've gone down a lot too. They've been hammered. Cards like Chains of Mephistopheles, Tabernacle, Nether Void, The Abyss, all those cards have been hammered pretty hard. All the Arabians favorites, Bazaar, all those cards have been lowered in pricing too, so that could be attractive. Now, I'm not talking to you guys as collectors. If you're buying it as a collector, this is a great time because the prices are much lower than before. But if you're looking to invest, put some serious money into work, I think there's an opportunity to make some percentage points and then sell at the highs, sell, take some profits. Why not? One thing I will say that's going to gain a lot of ground here in the next few years is going to be artist proofs. I think as we age, as people start getting out of Magic, they're going to want the best of both worlds, which is basically the card and the art. And I've been saying this for years. I don't know if people even hear me, but artist proofs are tremendously undervalued still overall. They're the rarest collectible possible, and they are the coolest, one of the coolest, most beautiful thing you can own for Magic. So if you have any questions on that, you can always let me know. All right, guys, put in the comments below what you think. I hope you have a wonderful Friday. I'm going to be out of town going to the Maldives. Yes, the Maldives, the islands. Look that one up. It's a beautiful place. Do a little vacationing. I'll have some videos about that later on, but I want to say I appreciate you guys. I have some eBay auctions running right now. If you want to bid on them, they're an eBay auction, no reserve. Feel free to bid. Lots of stuff going on. All right, guys, take care. Have a great week. Talk to you next one.
Hey everyone, it's me, Daniel with VintageMagic.com. I want to share with you more about how we handle consignments. So to begin the consignment process, we actually need to start with the consultation service. In this consultation, I will determine what you're looking to do. And generally, consigners usually tell me, hey Dan, I'm looking to sell my items and maximize the value of their collection. After we determine through the consultation, I usually like to do an appraisal process. And an appraisal process in terms of a consignment is more fitted towards authenticity and valuation for current market values. From there, after a contract is crafted and signed, we will then receive the items from you. The reason why our consignment process is very thorough is we also identify cards that could be graded so then they can maximize higher dollar values. So the payment process is very simple. Once we have sold your items, you'll get an updated ledger and we will process payment for whatever form of payment you need. As a consigner, you're gonna experience our white glove service. What that means is I'm gonna personally handle your collectibles from beginning to end. And rest assured, the client that purchases your collectibles will also receive the same white glove service. It's a signature service that I really pride myself on in working closely with my clients.
Vintage Magic. Game, collect, invest. For more information about our consulting and professional services, visit vintagemagic.com.